Let's practice one more question containing the rational function. So we know that in order to start the rational functions question, first of all, it is very important to understand that what number can make the function undefined. It means you have to determine the discontinuity of the function. So write down the domain. For that purpose, write down the domain, focus on the denominator and make it not equals to 0 and solve for x. So you will get x squared not equals to 4, and if you take the square root on both sides, you will get x not equals to plus minus 2, which means that all real numbers except negative 2 are my is the domain. And what is plus minus 2? So plus minus 2 is actually the discontinuity in the graph, and you can see very easily by using the previous knowledge that here you have actually plus minus 2 are the vertical asymptotes of this graph. Now let's start solving the question. So let's start solving the question. Take the first derivative applying the quotient rule of differentiation. So you know, according to the quotient rule of differentiation, fg prime minus gf prime minus fg prime over g square is the formula for f over g whole derivative. So what is my f? I like to just divide it into two parts in order to make my equation so easy. So my f according to the question is x squared plus 4, and my g according to the question is in the denominator, which is 4 minus x squared. So the derivative of f, you will get the 2x, and derivative of g is negative 2x. Now simply take the values and put in the formula of the quotient rule to make your life so easy. So in the denominator, you have g square, which gives you 4 minus x square whole square. Okay, now in the numerator, g. So your g is 4 minus x square. F prime, so you can see here, f prime is your 2x. So I am only writing my data from the left hand side to the right hand side in the formula. Minus f, so my f is x squared plus 4, and g prime, so here my g prime is negative 2. So once I'm done with the derivative, I have to simplify the quotient. No need to put your efforts on the denominator, so keep it as it is. Now open the numerators bracket by using distributive property. 2x times 4, you will get 8x minus 2x times x squared, you will get negative 2x squared. Now look at this one. This is negative, and here you have negative 2x. So negative negative gives you positive 2x. So now open the bracket, the inner x squared plus 4 by 2x. So multiply it by 2x. But take it as positive 2x. So positive 2x times x squared, you will get 2x cubed. And here I make a mistake. 2x times x squared will gives you negative 2x cubed. Now 2x times 4, it will gives you positive 8x. And you can see that 2x cubed and negative 2x cubed cancelled out, and the like terms 8x and 8x. So 8x plus 8x gives you 16x divided by 4 minus x squared whole square. So it's still in the discontinuity stays in the first derivative also. Now here, after taking the first derivative, find out the second derivative. So here you are going to apply again the quotient rule to take the second derivative, and in this case, your f is 16x and your g is 4 minus x square whole square. So this is your f and this is your g. So derivative of f is 16 and derivative of g. Apply the chain rule, bring the 2 in the shoulder. You will write the bracket as it is, and from the power we subtract 1, that will gives you 1. We don't write 1 on the power as a power, and then the derivative of inner function is only negative 2x. Now, rather than writing this messy things on the actual side, just simplify it. 2 times negative 2x, you will get negative 4x, and 4 minus x square is stay as it is. Open the bracket. Negative 4x times 4 gives you negative 16x. Negative 4x times negative x square will give you positive 4x cube. Now you had a formula gf prime minus fg prime over g square. So find out the second derivative by using the quotient rule formula and write all the values from the right hand side and write it on the left hand side. Okay, so your g is 4 minus x square whole square, and f prime is 16 minus f, that is 16x, and g prime is, just write the simplified form of g prime, that is negative 16x plus 4x cube over here. Now upon g square, so write 4 minus x square whole square to the power 2. Now remember, power to the power can be simplified by only multiplying the powers. That means 2 times 2 gives you 4. So you will get here 4 minus x square whole to the power of 4. Now open the bracket up. Now here you cannot open it, and this is the basic mistake normally students do. That first they multiply 16 with inside the bracket and they forget about the 2. Or they do not use the binomial formula a minus b whole square. They just multiply it omitting, or they just take the square of the 4 and they take the square of the x square. But remember that we have a formula a minus b whole square to open the binomial terms. So a square minus 2ab plus b square. So in your case, it is 4 minus x square whole square. So a square, which means 4 square, that is 16, minus 2, a is 4 and b is x square in your term. So it will give you 8x square directly, plus b square, that means x square whole square, that will gives you x to the power of 4. Now write down all these three terms, that is 16 minus 8x square plus x to the power 4 as a result of opening this binomial, and then multiply by 16 minus 16x. Now multiply this by each and every term of the bracket. So 16x times 16x, you will get 256 x square, and negative gives you positive 256 x square. Now, negative 16x times 4x cube gives you negative 64 x to the power of 4. Now, this side, multiply all the terms by 16. Now, we know that 16 times 16 gives us 256 minus 16 times 8, you will get 128x square plus 16x to the power 4, and the remaining terms just write them as it is. Now simplify the like factors. Here, what is? Okay, now simplify the like factors. Look at this here, negative 128x square will goes with the 256x square. So it will gives you 128x square. Similarly, positive x 16x to the power 4, negative 16x to the power 4, it will gives you negative 48x to the power 4, and then only one constant, that is plus 256 left. And the denominator you write down as it is. Now, I would suggest that if you can take the common from them. So, you know that 16 times 8 gives you 128. Here, you know that 16 times 3 gives you 48. And 16 times 16 gives you 256. So, among these factors, 16 is a common factor. So, on simplification, you can write it as 16, that is common. Then you have been left with the 8x square minus 3x to the power 4 plus 16. And now write in the standard form from the highest degree to the lowest degree, and it will be 4 minus x square whole to the power 4. So first of all, you will write minus 3x to the power 4, then plus 8x square, and then plus 16. Okay, so here it is written in the actual form, that means standard form, first the highest degree and then the lowest and then the lowest degree. Now set the equation equals to 0. So when you set the equation equals to 0, you make the cross multiply, denominator will multiply by 0, gives you 0, and you will be left only with the numerator. Minus 3x to the power 4 plus 8x square plus 16. Okay, equals to 0. Now 16 is a number. Divide both sides by the 16. So you will get rid of this 16 also. Now understand how can we factor it. With the help of the calculator, you can use again mode 5-3. It means the quadratic function. You can apply the quadratic function concept over here. And also you can apply the fourth power rule directly. But I would suggest to apply the quadratic function. Now remember, I explained you in the previous video also that if ax square plus bx plus c is given, we have two roots and x. Okay, whatever you will get the two zeros or two roots of for the question. But in our case, ax to the power 4 plus bx square plus c is given. If you look here, it is x to the power 4, here x square and here no power. So in this case, we can write it as a x squared to the power 2 plus bx to the power 2 and c. So whatever you will get the factor in the form of x square and x square. Now, if you want to understand this in detail, please see my previous video and you will see the complete videos on these concepts. Now, what you have to do, you have to factor minus 3x to the power 4 plus 18x square and plus 16. If you are using right now, calculator, so you can use the graphic calculator, go to the equation F2 and F1, or you can go to mode 5-3 in the scientific calculator. Write down as A minus 3, as B write down the 8, and as C you can write down plus 16. And on solving, you will get the two factors. But the two factors you will write down in the form of x squared, not x, but x squared. So the first factor is 4. And let me write it on the other side so I can write it properly. And the other factor is x squared equals to negative 4 over 3. You can do it also mentally. But right now I am trying to give you everything with the help of calculator. Okay, now remove the square. Taking the square root on both sides, you will get x equals to plus minus 2. If you try to take the square root here, and you know that the square root of a negative function is not possible. So you will write here no real roots. Now, when you perform the second derivative test, of course, you perform only on the real roots, not on the non-real roots or the imaginary roots. Make a number line, negative infinity till positive infinity. Now, before doing this, now here you have negative 2 and positive 2. But before telling you that whether they are the inflection point or not, just have a look on the question. So here is the question, f of x equals to x squared plus 4 divided by 4 minus x squared. If you write the domain of the rational function, you know that all real numbers except the numbers which make the domain, the function undefined is your domain. So take the domain, take the denominator, set it not equals to 0 and solve for x. You will get x not equals to plus minus 2. So what are these plus minus 2? These plus minus 2 are your discontinuity, not the inflection point. And you know that on looking at the function, you can just analyze that these are plus and minus 2 are the asymptotes of the function. But whenever we perform the second derivative test, we write our discontinuities also on the graph to understand the behavior of the graph. So choose any number between negative infinity and negative 2 and write it in our second derivative. Second derivative here, this is our second derivative here. And let me just highlight it. So this is our second derivative. So if you write here, for example, take a number and choose 0. Okay, so if we choose 0, we will get, not a 0, sorry, negative 3. If you choose, you will get a positive sign. That means 4.48, that will gives you a positive sign. If you choose between negative 2 and 2, that means a 0. So you will get also a positive sign. Now, if you choose between 2 and infinity, that means, for example, 3, you will get a positive sign. But there is something mistake. I feel that it is not possible that in all the cases you get a positive sign. So it means I am writing something wrong. Yes, I forgot to write here minus 3x to the power 4. So one more time, if I choose negative 3 from the first interval, if I choose negative 3, then I will get a negative sign. If I choose 0, I get a positive sign, that is correct. And if I choose 3 from the other one here, I will get a negative sign. So negative means concave down and positive means concave up. So now here, write down the intervals of concavity. So concave up is from negative 2 till 2 and concave down is from negative infinity and negative 2 union 2 till infinity. So this is the way how we find the intervals of concavity and the inflection point. So the first thing, from the same question, we can understand that if even we just make a simple mistake, that what I did while making the second derivative, I forgot to write this 3, so that simple mistakes causes a big mistake, means all my curves were not correct. So when you solve such kind of questions, please be precise and concentrate throughout the solving. So I hope you understood the concept of taking or of applying the second derivative test on the rational functions. Now kindly solve the questions with your own hands so that you can understand that what is going on. Thank you very much, and if you want to understand more questions, please do write me.